Okay guys, so today we have this keto porridge and it says it's only 1.7 gram per serving. Let's find out. Okay guys, so this is the product from Brave Ape. It's a keto porridge and it's peanut butter flavor. So this is really interesting. It's a porridge that's oat free. Have you ever heard of such a thing? So the main idea is we want to see is that if we can take this, yes, make it, and then see the outcome for the impact on our carbs. So this is quite an interesting one. I'm quite excited to see. I've got a feeling that it's going to be fine because they're using seeds and nuts and stuff like that instead to cover for actually the actual oats. Now, looking at it, it looks pretty decent. The product is it's very high quality, thick packaging. You can feel this here. It really looks quite nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add. Now, this is the key point you've got to understand. You can add two things. You can have either water, right? So then it's just as it is, and then you make your porridge. Or what I'm going to do, I'm going to blend it probably with water, milk, and cream. So a very little amount of actual milk, more cream, and some water. So I will see how much is going to be the best amount, and then slowly cook the product, because you're probably going to need to cook it a bit, beforehand, then add the cream and the milk, not to destroy the proteins in the actual cream and milk, so it maintains its flavor. Okay guys, so before I do that, I'm going to open it. I'm going to give it a bit of an aroma test, and then I'm going to taste test it dry and show you what it looks like dry. Okay, so very interesting. Later we're going to look at the packaging. It's a lot of information on it, so we can actually go through and we can see what makes this tick, and also if there's anything hidden in it, which is very important in the products these days in the market. Okay, so let's open this up. Oh, okay, so slight weak smell of kind of ground nuts. There you go. There's the product. It's dry. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy trying this dry, but let's give it a go. I'll take a tiny amount on my fingers. Okay, here we go. So you can see it here on my fingers. It's it just looks like as if someone's ground up nuts with some flour or something. Quite interesting. Oh, we've got to be careful there. Right, I'm going to give it a quick taste dry. Oh, okay, I'm pleasantly surprised. Actually tastes quite nice. It's I can taste the kind of peanut buttery flavor. Yeah. Oh wow, and it's like an oats flavor, which is a bit bizarre. So pleasantly surprised from the dry product. So okay, guys. So now I'm going to go and prepare it, and you're going to see that, so you can do it the same at home. So that way, and I'll give you then a calculation for the overall carbs, because when you add in cream, milk, it's going to change it. If you use just water, that's fine. But if you're like me, of the whole beauty of this diet is that you include more fat, something like cream, very little milk because of lactose sugar, and then obviously it gives it a fantastic flavor, and it bulks out and it satiates your hunger. So who would have thought all this time we had it vice versa? You eat fat, you lose weight. Why? Because it's sugar. That's the bad thing. Remember that.
So, okay guys, so the first thing you want to do is make sure you've tar zeroed your bowl. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have tar zero on your bowl on there. Then you want to pour out 30 grams of the porridge. Okay, so you can see it's quite light. Okay, there you go. So overall it's saying there's 32 grams there. I'm not Mr. Picky, I'm not going to start messing around. So I'm going to use that for the porridge for today. So once it's measured out, you can see obviously you've got 32 grams there. And then what we're going to do is going to then prepare this with several little bits and pieces, some water, some milk, maybe some cream. Okay. Okay, here we go. So, because of obviously 100 milliliters of milk is going to have around about 4.7 to 5 grams of carb, we're going to pour this in. And we obviously we want it to be as low as possible. So I'm only going to use about 10 milliliters of the milk, and 10 grams here will be roughly good enough. So here we go, make it a little bit liquidy. So that's only 10 grams, 11 grams of milk. Now we want a significant amount of cream. So now we want a lot more cream. Here we go. So I put in the cream. Cream is obviously quite heavy. So we've got up to 50 now, and add a little bit more, maybe up to say 70. So we've got 75 would do. Oh, 77, let's do 80. There we go. So we've got 80, then I'm going to add some water, which is going to be about 20 milliliters. So now we have overall 70 milliliters of cream, 10 milliliters of milk, and the 20 milliliters of water. Oh, there we go. So that's fine. So I will show you the calculation of this later. If you want to just use water, it will stay exactly as it is. If you want to use milk all the way, that's perfect as well. It will then obviously increase to whatever it is meant to be for the milk. And if you use all cream, that's fine as well. So it will just be the calculation for the cream, the calculation for that. But I'm going to do a little bit of milk because I want to ensure it's not too... I want to ensure it's not too thick with the cream. So the milk breaks it up, but I want also a bit more flavour of the milk with the cream, and the water not to be too watery. So too hot. Well, that's way too hot. That's because the pan's been heating up. Let it cool down. Because all we want to do, we're not cooking really anything that much, we're heating it, and so it's going to be literally no more than a minute and a half on here, maybe less. So put it back down again, go all the way down to 200, take out the porridge. Just all it's going to do is heat it. Oh wow, yes, I can smell now the porridge smell. So, okay. Yep, I can smell it's actually quite nice. We don't want to leave it too long bubbling like this because it's cream. So, again, already we've done about half the time cooking. So we want to just keep it going. So this is going to go for no more than 90 seconds on the heat. Give it a move around. Make sure it's expanding. Look, you can see it's expanding. It's being absorbed, and that's all you want. You don't want it to get too hot, so I'm going to turn it down off now. It's at 200 degrees on there, and obviously we don't want it to be too hot or to change the flavor. So when you go too hot on milk or on cream or on anything that's a dairy product, you kill the flavor. The proteins basically denature, and that's why when you have UHT milk, it has a different flavor to normal milk. And that's why we call pasteurization the heating just enough to kill enough bacteria without actually killing all of them, but not denaturing. Okay guys, you can see clearly it's turned into a thicker porridge. So it does resemble exactly porridge. You don't have to add anything else. I tried it dry. It's quite sweet dry. It's got a lovely flavour. And so again, you can see it's definitely a texture of porridge now.
Okay guys, so we're back and this is the end result. You can see there it's thickened up nicely and turned into pretty much like a porridge. Okay, so let me take it out here on the spoon. Look at that. You can see quite clearly it is a porridge now. So that worked a treat cooking it that way. And this has, as I said, a little bit of milk to make the cream less thick. A tiny bit, 10 milliliters roughly. Again, roughly then about 70 milliliters of cream. And then on top of that, 20 milliliters of water. So it's come out lovely and thick. Okay, now this is the taste test. So let's see if it is actually a fantastic keto porridge. Let's have a look. That is delicious. That is that is just next level. Have a look at that. That's lovely. And oh, the flavors there, it tastes like porridge, but a fantastic porridge. It's you've got all the different flavor notes in there. You've got a little bit of peanut butter. You've got unbelievably creaminess because obviously the cream. And again, you could make it less. You could make maybe 50 milliliter cream, 40 milliliter water. That way, if you don't like it too creamy, this is so creamy. I love it this way. Yeah, look at that. Here we go. Mm, yeah, that's lovely. Mm, mm. Okay, that's lovely. It's got a mild sweetness, a mild peanut butter flavor. You can taste the seeds, and it's just like a creamy, delicious porridge. Now, I'm giving that 10 out of 10. I think to eat, if you know, porridge, and it is something that is akin to porridge without a doubt, but creamier and obviously conducive for a keto diet. We hope. So we're going to find that out. So 10 out of 10, without a doubt. That's a fantastic porridge. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to move on now to the urinalysis. The urinalysis will tell us whether or not it's conducive for keto, moving us into it, whether or not it has no impact, or whether it moves us out, or whether it takes us straight out. So this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to show you the calculation for this one with cream, a little bit of milk, and obviously water. You can do all water. I can try one of those, but this one just makes it unbelievably creamy. And so it's very tasty. And so also I'm going to go away and then I'm going to find out, obviously, how it impacts on our ketosis or not. Okay, guys, so 1 second for you, 2 to 3 hours for me. And don't forget to stay tuned for the ingredients afterwards. See you in a sec.
Okay, guys, so this Brave Ape Keto Porridge, peanut butter flavor, totally fine, no impact whatsoever, and it's actually quite still in ketosis. Okay, guys, so there's the stick there. You can see it's very dark indeed. When you show on the camera, it's much lighter. So as you can imagine what it looks like here, it looks like a very dark purple. Here, it looks a lot lighter, like a beetroot. It's actually around about ketosis 8 to 16. So it's around that edge. So, yep, it's had no impact whatsoever on the ketone production. So I'm going to give it green light to be keto friendly for sure. Now, what we're going to do is we're now going to go on to the ingredients. The price will be listed obviously always at the top, so you should have that information. If you want to buy it, it's links down in the description. And like, please, and subscribe. Okay, guys, see you later.
Okay, guys, so here we have the packaging, and you can see here that it's Brave Ape, who are the brand. It's advertised as 1.7 grams net carb per serving, and it's peanut butter flavored keto porridge, a super tasty oat-free porridge made with a blend of ground nuts and seeds. Ready in 90 seconds, high in fiber, 240 grams in the total weight, source of protein and natural ingredients. So this is basically the straightforward packaging. This is a step of how to prepare it, which I've done. This is a step of how to prepare it, which I've done, which is a quick way, which you can choose if you wish. It's add 30 grams of porridge to a bowl. Okay, I'll weigh it out if you're on a keto diet. It's the best way. Add 100 milliliters of boiling water or 100 milliliters of milk. Again, you'll see in my one, it's you add cream as well. Stir well and leave to stand for 2 minutes. So what you're doing is, because this isn't really a really high intensive cooking role, you'll see, because they only suggest 90 seconds cooking, that the boiling water the best thing to do with the boiling water or obviously hot milk would be first to add the boiling water, let it soften it up, then add the milk so it doesn't end up ruining the milk at such a high temperature. So let it cool down a bit, add the milk, which is warmed as well. You can warm up, so which is warmed as well, so you can add the milk once warm, and then let it stir it in more, and then let it stand more, and it will just develop into a thick porridge, which is great. You'll see I've done it in a way where you actually heat it and then you put it, after a few seconds of heating, and then basically you just add it and then it develop the milk and everything together first, and then it's soaked for a little while. Then you add it to the hot pan, heat it for a few seconds. If it bubbles, then change it. So here we go. So the serving suggestion here that they have on the packet is serving suggestion: shake well before use. To cook your keto porridge on the hob, simply add 100 milliliters of your favorite milk to a pan and gently heat. Then add 2 heaped teaspoons of keto porridge mix to the pan and stir until the mix has been fully absorbed by the milk. To cook your keto porridge with a microwave, combine 100 milliliters of your favorite milk with 2 heaped tablespoons of keto porridge mix and stir them together in a bowl. Then on a high power, cook for 90 seconds. Safely remove your bowl and continue stirring until the milk has been fully absorbed by the mix. And alternatively, add 50 milliliters of 100 or 50 minutes. Alternatively, add 50 milliliters to 100 milliliters of boiling water to the keto porridge. Mix and continue stirring until it has reached your desired consistency. So I would recommend, if you've got nothing else to do, adding 50 milliliters of water, then adding 50 milliliters of milk or cream afterwards, after it starts to cool down. So if you can heat the cream and the milk, that's great as well. But if you can't, it adds to the flavor, and it's one of those things, because that's if you're on the go and you don't have access to some way to heat it. But if you do have access to heat it in a pan, yeah, definitely, heat it. Add it if you're going to add water, add it all together, and then heat it slowly, very slowly, and calmly, and just let it heat up. And then so you'll see it expand, and then you pour it out, and it will set as it cools down. So very, very decent method. Whichever method you choose, please ensure it's a safe temperature to serve. If your porridge hasn't reached your desired consistency, continue cooking for a little longer and stirring until it is perfect for you. Okay, right, peanut butter flavored keto porridge. This is the spiel. Enjoy a low-carb breakfast that tastes indulgent yet is fueled by keto-friendly fats with our peanut butter flavor porridge. Packed with natural nutty goodness, this porridge is a delicious combination of chia seeds, hemp hearts, a desiccated coconut, and golden ground flax seeds, bringing you the perfect plant-based start to your day. So there's the spiel from the company. This is a nutritional fact. You can see here you have per 100 gram and per 30 grams. Stick to the 30 grams simply because that's the serving you're going to have. And if you change it to 34, 35, just do the calculation that you see on the one that I've done. Yeah. So here you go. Energy is 596 kilojoules and 160 calories per serving, which is just a little bit higher than a normal keto snack. Fat is 12 grams, of which saturates 6 grams. The carbohydrates are 3.7 grams. And you have of which sugars, which are 2 grams, and then you have of which polyols, which is 2 grams. So now what you do here normally, especially in the American style of nutritional information, is you look at the polyols and you minus them off from the actual total carbohydrates. So minus them off from there, you get 1.7 grams, right? So 3.7 minus 2 is 1.7 grams. So that's how it works, and that's how you get your 1.7 grams. Now, the issue here, which I think is a mistake on their nutritional facts, is that they have of which sugars 2 grams as well as polyols 2 grams. So because they don't explain it, then it looks like a mistake. So what it really should be is one of those should be 3 less, should be 1.7. So again, that's one of the major issues then. So again, you can see the sugars and polyols equal 4 grams. It shouldn't be 3.7 grams, but that's fine. Some places do that, and I don't know why they make mistakes, but they do, and I'm surprised they passed through the government's check. So over here you have fiber, which is 7 grams, protein, which is 8.3 grams, and salt, which is 0.01 grams. So you can see you have obviously the fantastic amount of protein and fiber, really, which is great for a keto diet, coming in as well on your breakfast, as well as having a good, reliable, warm, delicious porridge. So again, it's really conducive. It's not that high in calories. You're sorted. If you have this for breakfast, I would have this for breakfast with some eggs on the side, eat some eggs and eat the porridge. because once you have them combined, you are just not going to be eating until lunchtime. And the eggs are about what, 64 calories per one, you know, so that's like 128 calories for two. So you throw two eggs in and make a scrambled egg or that, and you eat this keto porridge, you're really going to be bulked out. And you know, it's hardly anything. You know, what is that? That's 188 calories, right? So 188 calories. Yeah, so if you add on the eggs, it'd be about 188 calories. So 288 calories, and it's you know, it's still very low for, you know, your amount of calories per day, which is awesome because you're then getting protein and fat and this as well, and you're feeling, hey, I've had porridge, I've had eggs together, I feel great, I feel full for, you know, until lunch. You get to lunch and eat as well. You are going to be having so many low calorie items that you're going to be losing weight because of low calories, as well as being in ketosis, meaning you're going to drop that weight really quickly. So moving on, ingredients. You have chia seeds, 27%, hemp seeds, 16%, desiccated coconut, 16%, coconut flour, 15%, golden ground flax seeds, 11%. And then you have additionally peanut butter powder and erythritol and steviol glycoside. You know, that's stevia, because stevia broken down is glycoside. So steviol, yeah. So you have erythritol and steviol glycosides, and so that's stevia basically broken down. So what you know here is that you've got something that's going to give you your sweetness for nothing. So you will get nothing, you know, from it. So you'll just get a nice sweet taste, no problem. I like this stevia one there because that's like really healthy and plant-based. Erythritol as well is a natural sugar, but so erythritol itself is, you know, has some debate on it regarding, obviously, you know, the study released about, you know, having some of the erythritol in the blood, which seemed to have affected your platelets in your blood. And so that's a big one because it was about cardiovascular events. And that was in 2023, a piece of research. If I believe I'm correct, you can look it up online. But other than that, it's still used a lot in industry. So it's been 3 years since the research, and I assume it's not that big a deal. So moving on, allergens. This product contains nuts. It is made in a factory that also handles dairy and fruit containing sulfur dioxide and or sulfites. So that's just telling you for your allergens. Make sure you check the. Okay, guys, so back to me. That's all the information there for the porridge. It's a fantastic porridge, without a doubt. I recommend it. If anyone's saying, oh, I'm on this diet and I really need a bit of porridge, you see, obviously, you can only have 30 grams. It's a small amount. You could double it, but then you have to, you know, obviously increase what you add. So you can add less, probably cream and milk, a bit more water, and then you would have less, you know, carbs going up in the serving. But I tell you what, when I ate it, it was really filling as well. But I would like something on the side, like eggs or something like that. And then you end up adding nothing to the carbs. Okay, guys. So again, if you want to buy it, there's a link in the description. A thumbs up, please, and subscribe. Okay, guys, I'll see you on the next one.